Hi guys, Melvin here from Neuron Digital. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to customize the Android website of the Ultimate Wallpaper App template. I will walk you through how to open it and how to customize it in Android Studio, and ultimately how to export it to an APK file for Google Play. This is the second part of the tutorial. If you haven't watched the first part, it's about how to customize the admin page, so make sure to watch that first and set up the admin page before watching this tutorial. So let's go ahead and get started with the customization. Open up the wallpaper template folder. This time we're going to be using this folder here. Open up Android Studio. Click on Open an existing Android Studio project. Select Wallpaper App folder and click Open. When the template opens, the first thing we need to do is to rename the package name. So make sure you have Android selected here. Open up App, Java, Neuron Digital, and we need to rename the COM, the Neuron Digital, and the Wallpaper App. To do so, make sure you have from settings here, compact, empty middle packages here, unhighlighted. So if you don't unhighlight it, and go to COM, right click, refactor, rename, click on rename current, and here you can put anything that you like according to your domain name. For example, you can put NAT, for example, NAT, but I'm going to leave mine as COM, cancel. So we're going to rename Neuron Digital, once again refactor, rename current, and I'm going to rename it as Neuron Digital 2, refactor, and we are going to do the same thing for the Wallpaper App. So open it up, right click, refactor once again, rename, and put in your app name in here. So I'm going to rename it as Wallpaper App 2, and I'm going to hit refactor once again. We have successfully named the package name. Now we need to reflect this change in the build.gradle file. So open up the build.gradle file, make sure you have module app beside it, and we're going to put the same package name in here. So as you might have noticed, this is the domain name, but inverted. So you have the COM first, your company name, and your app name. My new ones are Neuron Digital 2 and Wallpaper App 2. When I make the change, I'm going to hit sync now. You might notice this small error in here. This is because the Firebase JSON file has not been replaced yet. So to replace it, we need to go to project files from here. We can close this for now. And we need to replace this Google Services JSON file from here. So let's get a new one. Open up Firebase, your Firebase console. You should have set it up following the admin page tutorial. So from this page, go to Cloud Messaging. Click on Android, and we're going to put our package name in here, our new package name. Click on Download Google Services JSON, and when the file is downloaded, just copy it and put it in Android Studio to replace this file here. Once that's done, we can switch back to Android here, and we can try to launch the app to test it. So press the play button here. I'm going to launch it on the emulator. Okay, so the app has run successfully in the emulator. If you have problem running the app at this point, you can go to build, you can see it because it's on the top, and click on clean project and then click on rebuild project, which is underneath it. If that doesn't solve your problem, make sure to turn off instant run. So go to preferences and just turn it off from here. So by now you should have the admin page set up. So let's connect it to the app, open up Wallpaper App 2, go to Configurations, and you can put your new admin page URL in here. Replace the server URL in here. Make sure you don't forget this final character in here because it won't work without it. This configurations.java file is the main configuration file of the Android app, and it contains some preferences that you might want to change. For example, you can change the default wallpaper rating from this line. You can turn on and off logging from here. If you wish to modify how the tabs look, like change their position or maybe remove some tabs, you can do so from this part here. So for example, if you wish to remove the recent tab, the recent wallpapers, you need to remove this one here, and you also need to remove its name from here. Make sure that both of these arrays have the same length. Some might prefer to have the app without the user system. So if you want to remove the login and the register screens, you can remove the user system by turning this to false, and you can also turn off the wallpaper uploads from here by turning that to false. If you are going to use the blog, you may leave this to true, but if you're not going to use the blog, make sure to turn it to false as well to remove the blog. These 4 preferences are related to the categories. From here you can turn on and off categories in the side navigation bar. So if you wish to show the categories also in the navigation drawer, make sure to turn this to true. The app also supports showing a background image in the splash screen. If you want to do so, turn this to true. And you can change the actual image by going to Resources, Drawable, and replacing this image here. So let's go through the final few preferences. We have these 3 preferences that control how the wallpaper viewer screen works. By default, the wallpaper screen allows the user to scroll between wallpapers, to swipe between wallpapers. You can turn that off by turning this to false. You can also disable the zoom or the panning from here. By default, the app shows 3 columns in the wallpaper grid. If you want to replace this, if you want to make it to 2 columns, you need to replace this 3 here by a 2, and it will show 2 columns. And you can also remove the title, the rating, and the margin between the wallpapers from these 3 preferences here. This part here has to do with the in-app purchases. If you wish to use in-app purchases, you need to have the extended license of the app. So if you don't have it, make sure to purchase it from CodeCanyon before continuing this part. So if you have the extended license and you wish to use in-app purchases, get the public key from the Google Play console and put it in here, and also create an in-app product and put its SKU premium key in here. That's all from this file. We can head to the strings.xml file, which is the second configuration file that you need to modify. So open up values, go to strings.xml, and this file contains all the text of the app. If you wish to translate the app, this is your file. For example, here we have the app name. You can rename it to any app name you want. You have all the navigation tabs strings in here, and you have all your strings in here. And in the last part, we have some preferences that we can modify. For example, here we have the advertising preferences. The app supports 3 types of advertisements. It supports interstitial ads, it supports banner ads in the bottom of the page, and it supports banner ads between wallpapers. If you wish to use any of them, get an app ID from AdMob and put it in here. So you need to put it in this part here, and you can get an interstitial ad ID and put it in here as well. And if you wish to use banner ads, you need to get a banner ad unit ID and put it in here in this part here. Google Analytics is deprecated by now, but if you still wish to use it, you can put your Google Analytics ID in here to use it. If you go further down, we find the deep link preference in here. So here you have your domain name. The deep link is used for 2 things. When you share the app and you have from the configurations of Java file, you have share deep link enabled. Right now it's disabled, the share deep link. If that's enabled, it will share a link to your image. So basically it will put this domain name here and an ID after it. And when another user opens up the URL and he has the app installed, it will automatically open up the app and take him to that specific wallpaper. A great feature that we have added to the template is RateBolt. Basically, RateBolt makes sure that you get better ratings on Google Play. It does this by asking the users to rate you, and it only asks users who rate 4 or 5 stars to rate you on Google Play. The rest will be asked to give you feedback, which you can then view from the RateBolt dashboard. So now I'm going to walk you through how to get the RateBolt API key. Go to ratebolt.com, create an account. I already have an account, so I'm just going to log in. When you log into your dashboard, you need to create a new app. So click on this arrow here and click on New App. And I'm going to put any app name. Click on Create App. And you have your API key in here. Copy it and paste it in here. You can go back to RateBolt and click Done. And you will be taken to your app rating dashboard. So when your users start rating you, you will see ratings coming up here. And you will also see feedback coming up in this area. Okay, so let's continue with the customization. Let's go back to Android Studio. The final preference in this file is the Facebook app IDs, which you need to add for the Facebook login to work. To get these IDs, go to the Facebook developer dashboard, create an app, and get the IDs and put them in here. The IDs will look sort of like this here, and the second ID will look sort of like this. It is basically the same one as this, but with MFB before it. So we are done from this file. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to replace the icons. So let's go to resources here, go to map, right click, new, click on image asset. We're going to make sure we have IC launcher here, and you can add an image icon, or perhaps you wish to add a clip art instead. And when done, click next and follow this wizard basically to replace the existing icons in here. Please note that these icons are all the same but with different sizes, so make sure that the wizard replaces them all. If you wish to replace any graphics, you can do so from the drawable folder. Drag and drop does not work in Android Studio, so you need to copy and paste to replace these graphics here. For example, this one here is the loading image, so you can just replace it. Something else which you might want to change is the order of the navigation drawer. So to do so, you can go to main activity. From here, you need to scroll down to this blue icon here. So basically each line from here refers to a navigation drawer item. So you have your blog, your favorites, the upload wallpapers icon. So to replace the order, just change the positions of these lines. So that concludes our customization. When you're done, go on build on the toolbar and click on generate site APK and follow this wizard to create your APK file, which then you can upload to Google Play. That's all for this tutorial. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up.